For many migrants, getting to the land of opportunity is a dangerous journey. But for Musmi Altido, an asylum seeker from Haiti, the situation in her home country was worse.
2 robbers attacked me. They beat me. They stabbed me.
She says she almost died. Unable to support her 3 children, Altido left them with her mother and traveled to Belize to find work, and eventually ended up joining a caravan to walk to the United States while pregnant.
I didn't see a life there. I only saw death. So instead of dying, I took the road.
When Altido arrived in Mexico, she was left behind. She made it to the border only through the help of strangers and was allowed to enter the U.S.
They were not going to hold me because I was pregnant.
In the U.S., Altido, her now 18-month-old baby, and approximately 60 other Haitian migrants live in temporary housing provided by the Catholic Charities, Diocese of San Diego, while they wait for their immigration court hearings. But they are the exception, says Guerline Jozef of Haitian Bridge Alliance, a non-profit community organization.
Yes, in February alone, we had over 1,000 people who got deported. And sometimes it would be one deportation flight, and we also saw up to 3 deportation flights in one day. And as I mentioned, in those flights, we saw pregnant women, 26 weeks pregnant women. We saw infants as young as 1 and 2 months old.
Jozef says this is not the time to deport Haitians when their home country is currently experiencing political unrest after an alleged failed coup.
As a human right issue, they should not have continued those deportation flights to Haiti in the middle of the crisis.
This man, who calls himself Dodo, knows what it means to oppose the government in Haiti.
If you don't support the government and you're fighting it, they try to shoot you or kill you.
Now in San Diego, he left Haiti in 2016 to work in Chile before making his way to the U.S. border with his family. They are now waiting for their day in immigration court.
The migratory pattern of these Haitians is like they go to another place, try to make a living there, and then they feel that they are persecuted, and they decide to come to the United States seeking asylum.
Jozef says black migrants, including Haitians and those from African countries, are even more vulnerable to the criminal elements in their journey to the U.S. when compared to Central American migrants.
They cannot blend in. If you're black and you are traveling in your black bodies, there's nowhere for you to hide.
Jozef says there are currently some 5,000 black asylum seekers, mostly Haitians, waiting in the Mexican border town of Tijuana.
We are demanding the Biden administration to stop the deportation and expulsion.
The Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, has not responded to VOA's request for a comment about deportations of asylum seekers from Haiti. But DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is asking all asylum seekers to wait as the Biden administration revises former President Donald Trump's immigration policy during a pandemic.
If they come, if families come, if single adults come to the border, we are obligated to, in the service of public health, including the health of the very people who are thinking of coming, to impose the travel restrictions.
Meaning deportations. However, there are reports of inconsistent treatment of migrants.
We are hearing across the border, not only in San Diego, in McAllen, Texas, and other places, that people are getting processed and let in, and some of the same Haitian group who are coming through are deported.
Even for Altido and Dodo, who are allowed to enter, their future is far from certain, as their fate will be decided by an immigration court. Elizabeth Lee, VOA News.